Oh, by the way, that was a hint. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. The body of Elise Duxton was carried all the way to Asakura Temple's courtyard. Then at the garden, the real scene of the crime. The snow that we suspect was covered in blood was scooped up and removed. It's reasonable to believe all this was done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that still seems somewhat odd.
Oh, and what would that be?
You must have figured it out by now, Mr. Godo. It's the message written in blood on the lantern. It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern. Maya.
Huh?
If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't he wipe the writing off the lantern? Ah! You're right! You lose the internet! Order! But, Mr. Wright, isn't it a fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene? Indeed, but doesn't make much sense to move the body, remove the bloody snow, then not wipe off the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing.
Objection.
I'm gonna. But if that's the case, do you have an explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior? Why would this killer move the body and remove all that snow, but then leave the bloody writing on the lantern?
I don't know what the killer's plan was, but it's a fact that the killer left the writing on the lantern. Must be a reason for it. Well then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your opinion. Why did the killer leave the message written in blood on the lantern?
Now, if you've been paying attention to the game, we know that Godo cannot see red.
Yep.
And the reason why all that snow was taken off was because he couldn't. If Godo was the killer and taking out that blood, would actually he wouldn't be able to see it, so he had to take all the snow. However, in the lantern he could not see it, and as such, the option is the killer didn't notice.
Because he can't see red.
That proving that the Godo is, he might not be.
So this the killer didn't notice.
Yes.
Alright. Prosecutor Godo, earlier in this trial you gave me some good advice. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought.
The real killer wanted to disguise the fact that a crime occurred there. If that's the case, then they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern on purpose. Therefore, it must mean that they didn't notice it.
But that doesn't make any sense. The torch were all lit and everything. There's no way a normal person would miss something glaring as that.
You're right. There is no way any normal person would. What? What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? There is only one person involved in this incident. Who could have missing the bloody writing altogether? And who would that be? Who is the person that could have failed to notice the bloody writing? Godo.
Yeah.
We gotta show his profile.
I can already explain why. So.
Mr. Godo, this is what you said yesterday. And let's remember that.
2 plus 2 is equal 4. Also, my eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these US goggles on my head, I still can see everything.
Can't see everything.
Meaning red.
You can't see everything? Is that correct, Mr. Godo? This lantern was submitted as evidence today. I would like the court to take back to the moment it was first presented. This lantern! There's something written on it! Why, it's written in blood!
Nonsense! This lantern is clean as a whistle.
Oh, Godo's mistake! Mr. Godo, just admit it. Now, at certain colors you can't see, correct? You can't see red on a white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before, during the poisoning case at Très Bien.
Remember that? That was important. This is our opera and the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. And somehow spilled coffee on it. Not ketchup.
There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godo. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court?
That's obviously ketchup.
Yeah, it is.
Anyways, bloodstain. What bloodstain would that be?
Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood color stain that's smeared all over the apron.
That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about the bloodstain.
Another mistake for Godo's mistake book. You could see the coffee on the white apron, but you couldn't see the ketchup because it was red.
Oh. Ah, it's strange. In black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one who can see them?
So then, Mr. Goto, are you admitting it? Are you admitting that you could see the red writing on the lantern?
Well, I guess there's a disadvantage of this being in 2018, I think. I must count at this point. Anyways, hey Gramps, didn't you know? That's the reason why I don't drink red tea.
I get it. Oh, Goto.
Yeah, sorry, Goto. Anyways,
I wasn't sure about it now, but I just can't believe it. Prosecutor Goto is the murderer, but there's no going back now. Finally figured out the truth.
aha.
Mr. Goto, the defense at this time formally accuses you. You are the murderer of Miss Elise Duxton, also known as Miss Misty Faye. It's hard to believe this may be true. However, once again, Mr. Wright has brought up a disquieting fact about you.
Ah.
I drink coffee.
Just make sure you don't fill out the
Indictment.
Indictment. Yes, in the red ink, perhaps.
I'm doing that, Goto. The joke's over.
Come on, all this little graffiti make me into the killer. I'm pretty sure blood stains do not count as graffiti, but
No.
whatever. Besides, it's not like it's my name that's written there.
Lol. I'm certain that the killer wasn't able to see the color red.
This is rich. Do go on, Wright.
The answer is right there at the crime scene. In the snow. The snow? How so? Well, for example, why did the killer move all that snow? Your Honor, you said it yourself. If they wanted to hide the bloody snow, why not take out just that area? Yes, why didn't they just stick just that area? Could it be?
Exactly what I
Yes,
said.
the killer couldn't see the red blood that had seeped into the snow. And so, he had to remove all the snow. He couldn't be sure where the blood had landed, so he removed the whole area.
Isn't it more likely that the killer couldn't see the blood because it was dark?
Not a chance. The torches were all lit. They would have been able to see fine. It seems that once again, this trial has taken an unexpected turn, to say the least.
God
Can you
damn it,
explain this,
Turnbox.
Mr. Goto?
No,
I don't want to.
I don't want to. I'm gonna, bitch. I have coffee.
Wait! I said hold it! Oh god!
Oh yeah, I was supposed to say that.
Oh, well.
Okay, just wait a second. Hold it! Okay, there we go. Anyways, just wait a minute.
Maya! What is it with this?
Mr. Goldo isn't killer. After all, he didn't even come to the inner temple until 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until after the old bridge got fixed up. Maya, you can't testify to something like that. What? Why? What do you mean? I mean, Eek! After the murder happened, you didn't even exist.
She didn't? I'm afraid I don't follow.
Are you senile, old man? We established this much a little while ago.
Yeah, come on, it was last week.
Last week? Yes! That was definitely a little while ago. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time. Because she was channeling Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh, that's right.
That was like a month ago. Anyways, please, Your Honor, let me add to my testimony. Nick, please listen to me.
Maya, do you plan to cover for Golden no matter what the cost? If that's the case, then I've got no choice. Your Honor, let's hear her testimony.
Sure,
If it
I
means-
have nothing more to
If it
do.
means we're going to hear the whole truth, I say we should not silence her.
Exactly. Ah, nicely done, Wright.
Very well, let's hear the witness testimony. Please tell us what happened at the Inner Temple after the murder.
Yes, sir. After I woke up, I began channeling my spirit left me, as it were. But, that little girl was there, at the Inner Temple, too.
Alright, now the testimony. After the incident.
After these. Probably was also stuck on the Inner Temple side that night. The next morning she would look around but couldn't find anyone. The next day when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in a spare prep room. That's when Mr. Godo arrived at the inner temple for the first time. He found Pearly first and cheered her up, right?
Cheer her right up. Who is this Pearly?
Oh, that's my little cousin, Pearl Clay.
Well, when did you hear about this?
Oh, just a little while ago, when I was in the medical office.
I'm terribly sorry. But what you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony.
What? Come on! Pearly would never lie. She's way more honest people than I'll ever be.
Anyways, real smart, Maya. You always know the best things to say when you're under oath.
The prosecution has no objections. We believe the witness.
Mr. Godo!
Let's just move on to cross-examination if the defense has no objections.
This is highly unusual, but... Well, Mr. Wright, let's get this cross-examination started.
Well, I'm bored. Let's do a cross-examination!
Do we have to press?
Yes, let's press the last statement.
Ah, thank heavens. I was like, oh, do we have to press everything again?
Well, we have to press statement 5 2 times, actually.
Oh, okay.
You'll see why in a bit.
Oh, I get it. Just spill it out.
Spill it! Spill the beans,
Maya! How did he cheer her up, really? He cheered her up?
That's what Pearly said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman. Thank you for looking after my cousin, Mr. Godo.
And I was thinking you were nothing more than a coffee addict. Well, he likes children.
Ah, cut it out. You're making me blush.
This guy's really beginning to get on my nerves in more ways than one.
Okay. The truth is, there weren't many places to look on the inner temple side. The policemen were all busy going over the garden to find tougher cops. So I decided to carry out the investigation in my own way. Gold style. Cool style.
I'm the same way. I like to hand out verdicts in my own way. Judge style. Maybe I should ask some questions. Phoenix style.
Yeah, exactly. Sharing up pearls.
Is it?
Yeah, let's go for that first.
Okay. So you cheer pearls up?
When I found that little girl, the first thing she asked about was her cousin Maya Fey. Really? The bridge had burned down, and she was huddled up in a tiny shack with no teeth. Even though she must have had through a terrifying night out there, and I can't speak. She asked about you, and before she said a thing about herself. Pearly, I noticed that you weren't anywhere on the inner temple side, but I couldn't find it in me to tell her that. So I gave her my
last cup.
Last cup? What? With milk and sugar.
Yeah.
To hide the bitterness of the harsh truth of coffee.
Yeah. What a sweet story. He had a thermos of coffee? Why doesn't that surprise me? There's only one thing of any importance here. Where was Godo when the murder was taking place? He must have already been at the inner temple when it happened. Otherwise, he couldn't have killed Lily Stooksnell. Yep. Now we gotta ask the other question, right?
Yeah, I think that was just for laughs, by the way.
Oh!
Oh god.
I'm gonna keep on skipping this.
Aha!
Skipping style!
Aha! Aha! Godo! Aha! Godo style!
Okay,
style.
now...
style!
And now Godo's investigation. You said that you conducted an investigation of your own. Did you find anything?
It looks like my investigation went about as well as yours, right? After all, I did miss the bloody writing on the letter.
Well, I didn't miss it, so speak for yourself, Goggles!
The only odd thing I discovered was the beauty of in the training hall.
Beauty?
Beauty and the Beast. Missy Faye, naturally. Clad her stunning Japanese grab surrounded by Hura aroma Western tastes.
Western taste? Could you find a stranger way to describe gravy? So from there, you headed for the prep room.
Wait a second.
Wait a second. What did Godo just say just now? I think I just found this proverbial weak spot.
Aha!
There's only one thing of any importance here. Whenever it was Godo, yada 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 yada.
Okay then, now we go to segment 4, because fuck you, NS.
That's when Mr. Godo arrived at the inner temple the first time. But was it?
I didn't say to press it, NS.
Oh, but let's do it. Okay. So it was your first time at the inner temple side, Mr. Godo?
Okay, that's actually a hint for what you have to do. That's funny. I'm imagining things, or did the defense ask me a question?
Yes! Mr. Wright, please save your question for the witness. What you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. Those are your words, Your Honor. Touché, Mr. Wright. Oh, well. What do you have to say, Mr. Godo?
Coffee.
I like when he said touché.
Hot nights and even hotter coffee. That's what I always say. If it hadn't have been for this case, I never would have visited here. A freezing cold temple in the mountains. I think I'll pass.
Me too. So yeah, never visited the Asakura temple, the inner temple, huh?
Huh. You want to say something, right?
No, I don't feel like it.
Not now.
It's just like I thought. Godo is lying. If his first visit to the inner temple really was after the incident, he should know about that piece of evidence.
Exactly.
Very well, please go on with your testimony. After visiting the bridge, the policeman came over to the inner temple site, right?
Yes. Then, Mr. Godo.
Did nothing!
Did nothing!
Anyways, what we have to present is...
Obviously. I'm kinda waiting for you to tell us, NS. It's kinda obvious. What did he describe just a bit ago?
The gravy.
No, he described the woman in that scroll, right?
Oh, right.
But how could she see that through the gravy?
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's the hanging scroll.
Yes!
Yeah, that's what I was saying!
No, you weren't!
Well, I was saying gravy. Then I was thinking scroll.
Yeah, but he
yeah,
wasn't describing the gravy, he was describing the woman in the scroll.
With gravy. Mr. Godo, the first time you crossed Dusky Bridge went into the inner temple was long before the murder took place.
Why do you say that?
Because I know!
I'm Phoenix Wright, yeah.
Because he just made one fatal slip-up. The hanging scroll in the training hall. Hanging scroll?
But... Mr. Godo is right. That scroll shows a picture of my mother.
Maya, I know you know who it is, but here's something you didn't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired 2 days after the murder, hanging scroll in the training hall looked like this. Was the wonderfully delicious smell? The morning after the crime, someone covered it with gravy.
Gravy? But why gravy, Nick?
Because gravy was much more than a condiment to the culprit. Well, Mr. Godo, if you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder, you wouldn't have had any way of knowing that it was Misty Faye.
Ta-ta-ta!
Touché, Mr. Wright.
Ta-ta-ta!
She says hold it again.
Wait a minute, Dick.
Yes?
Take another look at the hanging scroll. Look at the top of the, there's this crest there.
Ah, that is the mark of the master, correct?
Exactly. So if you know the meaning of that mark,
then you could guess that it was a picture of Missy Faye on there. True, but Mr. Godo described what was underneath like this. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western taste.
Oh.
Yes, it's possible that he knew what the crest meant. However, he couldn't have known that she was wearing Japanese clothing. Mr. Godo.
Even though we're in Japan!
On the day of the murder, you were hiding at the inner temple long before the crime took place. Say again.
Yes.
Now what do you have to say?
I am Godo. Anyways, can I ask you just one thing, right?
What is it?
This whole theory of yours, it all rests in a certain estimation. That I knew beforehand the crime was going to be committed. That's right. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak onto the crime scene.
Of course Mr. Godo knew about the plan.
Huh?
What did you say? Is it really possible that another person knew of that plan?
Okay, let's recall, NS.
I think I know who. Morgan Faye?
No.
Oh no. Dahlia.
No. It's nothing on the profiles, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, remember when Pearl said that when she was reading the letter, she noticed that the letter was already open. That means that was already read, and as such, what you have to show is the burn letter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking burn letter when you were saying that. I was like, burn letter. the red things. What was it?
No, before that.
Oh, it was before that, okay.
Orders of the Morgan Fay opened once before.
Yep.
That proves it.
Alright. This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Fay authored the plan for her daughter's future, and these instructions were hidden somewhere in Fay Manor for a year. However, by the time Little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed. Unsealed? Yes, the killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how he knew the crime was taking place at the Inner Temple.
And you're saying that the graphic killer is me?
You bet I am.
You play a lot of Minecraft. Anyways, but you just said that the instructions were hidden. That's right. Mr. Gordon couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden.
If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out. Yes, it was that. During a visit.
A visit?
Morgan Fay told her daughter Pearl about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center. That would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden. Eavesdropping on a visit at the detention center. Yes, it could be arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Godo.
Aha!
Oh snap, you got me. You will lose the internet again. Order! Mr. Godo, you're under fire again. This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you were the only one that could have acquired this information before the murder.
I have coffee and I'm on fire! Okay, just wanted to point that out. Anyways, humans are afraid of the dark. And yet, at the same time, we're fascinated by being bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink darkness, that is coffee.
Sorry for always asking, but what does that mean?
It means there's a reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer in this case eavesdropped. And the conversation during the jail visit where he learned of the hidden plan for the crime. After discovering the plans, he hid the inner temple and waited for the crime to occur. The ultimately took the person's life. And he did all just to protect this witness.
That's right.
If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? This girl is nothing but a stranger to me. I've got no reason to go through that kind of trouble to protect her.
Oh, really?
I'm what you see. I am certainly not the type to rescue a damsel in distress. I'm not psychotic.
Killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for lack of a better word. Even considering that the killer wanted to protect this witness' life, his behavior is still a little too unnatural. Wait a minute.